So I think it's time to go over my top picks on the things that can block your keto adaptation, right? Those secret things, those hidden things that can block you that you wouldn't even consider. Well, I'm not going to say like a top 5 list, but I'm going to give you my top list. So, obviously, too much protein. And you'll see out there in the minutiae of the internet on keto that they say, oh, it doesn't matter if you go over a couple grams of protein. Yeah, every gram counts. As you guys know, that what your body cannot eat, digest. You guys have digestive issues, really. A lot of you guys have too low HCl levels in your stomach and peptides and enzymes, all these little fabulous things that break down food. You have gallbladder issues. So just breaking down the dang protein's already a task for your body, getting it into the bloodstream, getting it into the cells to be used for building material. It can't do that process as fast as you guys think. So a lot of that excess protein turns back into glucose, which is gluconeogenesis. Now, what about the protein powders like whey protein? What about branched chain amino acids? What about leucine? What about glutamine? And the gelatin powder, right? Collagen powder, same problem. Your body doesn't have to, especially those powders, you don't have to break it down, digest it as much as you would to be sitting and chomping and chewing down like steak. So it can enter your bloodstream quite quickly and boom, spikes your blood glucose because of gluconeogenesis. So it matters. When you eat your protein, chew it slowly with fat. Same thing with using gelatin. Don't just do gelatin in a glass of water and like swag it, because it'll spike your blood sugar and that can block your keto adaptation. So you want to have that with fat. Yes. Eat it with a meal. Sprinkle it on top of your meal. Just like you don't need 2 tablespoons. You can have about a tablespoon, which is about 15 grams for the rest of the world who uses the metric system. What else? Because you guys know I got some energy, right? And if you plunked on my videos, you will now see that I am 49. So I started talking about keto vlogging when I think I was 46. And so a lot of you guys keep thinking I'm still 46. Look at the date on the video. Okay, so I digress. What else? Okay. Spices. Let's go over some spices because a lot of you guys are not sure. Number 1, stevia. Now, stevia is totally keto approved. It is very rare that people have an insulinogenic effect on stevia or the blood sugar spikes, but it can happen. Often look at the products, the maltodextrin, the sucrose, the freaking weird crap they put in that stuff. Now, monk fruit is not keto approved. Neither is xylitol, maltitol, mannitol, whatever it's called. None of those tatols are keto approved. They are made out of fruit and they're sugar alcohols and they can spike your blood sugar. They're hard to digest, they stick to your colon. I mean, they pretty much make like crap bombs. They're not good. All right, what else can block your keto adaptation? Pepper. I know, what a thunk. And tomato skins. A lot of you guys have histamine intolerance or you have thyroid issues and you'll be like loading the pepper on everything and for some reason you're like, why is my blood sugar so high? Okay. What you want to look for, and some people cannot deal with the garlic. It makes their blood sugar spike. Now, most of you can take garlic. So we want the Himalayan salt. You guys can use Italian herbs. Try to get it as fresh as possible. Fresh spices. If you're getting like an all-season purpose spice, make sure there's no sucrose or maltodextrin in the bottle because that can spike your blood sugar. And if there is nutritional breakdown, make sure there is no sugar or no carbs in your spices. Now, bacon, salami, sausages, processed meats. Most of you guys know this is a big no-no. I don't know how many people are like, I went to Trader Joe's and I bought the uncured bacon and I say, well, there's bacon. I mean, there's sugar. No, there's not. Yes, there is. Check the ingredient. Often you will see in the nutritional breakdown, 0 sugar, but when you actually look at the ingredients, it's like the third one sugar, like some Tabata sugar, some weird stuff like that. Now, does coconut sugar spike your blood sugar? Yes, so no coconut sugar, guys. Stevia is the only one that I actually recommend or say is okay or prove. on a ketogenic protocol. So what else? Can you take nutritional yeast? Yes, it's an inactive form of yeast and should not cater to your what? Book, book, book. I'm in that silly mood. My first videos were always silly. I was in such a silly mood. It's kind of like, you know, when you have less content, you're just kind of awkwardly in front of the camera. Well, now I've been doing this for a while, so whatever. Okay, here we go. What else? What else? Yes, so if you have histamine intolerance, then you might consider food sensitivities. And a lot of you guys actually don't digest MCT oil very well, which is a stress on the body because the body's like, I don't know how to break down that caprylic acid. So blood sugar spikes. All right, some of you guys have an aversion to olives, but you don't know. You have to test your food to see if you have sensitivities, right? Coconut butter, obviously caffeine, cacao powder, caffeine's gonna spike your blood sugar. That's a no. All right, a lot of you guys don't realize that onions, red onions, white onions, paprika, or bell peppers as we call them in the US, yes. And also be careful for the zucchini and no yellow squash. I know, who would have thunk you'd be so careful. Fruit, what about fruit in general? People ask all the time if they can do berries. When can I start eating berries again? Well, a lot of our nature's finest has been hybridized to have more fructose. So typically, unless it's bitter as hell, you can't have it. That can spike your blood sugar. Fructose, sucrose, all those things spike blood sugar and sugar itself. Sugar is sugar. It doesn't matter what form it is in. You have to look at the ingredients because a lot of you guys will say, but it only has 1 gram of sugar per serving. And I'm like, well, how many servings are you having? 4. Okay, so now you're having 4 grams of pure sugar, and that's going to spike your blood sugar. So we want to be careful for those types of things. What else? What else can spike your blood sugar? Medication. I know, all medication, where your liver has to it has to filter all that, chemicals, and things that affect your hormone receptors, right? Yes. So you have to be weary and leery of your medication. Test around your medication. You might see a glucose spike, and a glucose spike can block your keto adaptation in the context, getting your ketones in the right range, which is between a 1.8 and a 3.0, and your glucose under an 80 or a 4.4 in millimolars. What else? Working out at night. Keep telling people you're working out at night, you're compromising your keto adaptation. I'm so trying to rush. It seems like I'm not trying to rush, but I am trying to rush because I have like 2 more videos to do, and then I gotta do a little consultation because that's what I do, guys. I do consultations, and that's how I came up with this data. I didn't know before. I didn't know it until I started coaching people, and they weren't adapting until we started a gap, sort of clearing out of all the particular allergenic foods, and then slowly adding things back in and using the glucometer to see if your blood sugar spikes. Well, you guys know that the medication, that's one that's huge. Caffeine, all caffeine, including cacao, cocoa, powder, chocolate, whatever. Yes, working out at night, that's huge. Even be careful for the walks at night. You can do like a just nice little walk, you know, smell, breathe, feel the moment, but no Oprah power walks. We're not doing no Oprah power walks. That will spike your blood sugar. If you want to have a nice walk after dinner, that's fine. But anytime you get your heart rate up here, so does your cortisol. I know. Reading from bed could block your keto adaptation because cortisol starts to crank up at night. Watching TV from bed, going down the rabbit's hole on the internet right before bed. You want to like shut things off 40 minutes before bed and do some diaphragmatic breathing, some meditating, some audio. But once your eyes start tracking things, y'all, that's not normal in nature to sit and look at a book, right? That's like building something, hunting, so you need cortisol for that. False lights, right? Lights from cell phones, right? Cell phones, lamps, computers, television. I don't even care if you've got protectors or apps where you can take out the blue light. You still have to deal with the lamps. As soon as you go to the bathroom, and turn on the light, boom, not blue light exposure. So get some blue light blocking glasses. If you don't like them in yellow or orange, you can get them in clear. Okay, what else? Well, being malabsorptive. Check your pee. Is it bubbly? I'm just saying, a lot of you guys are also D deficient. You're inside too much. And if you're D deficient, you're having issues with your calcium and the rest of your minerals. And if you're malabsorptive, you don't keto adapt very well because that's an inflammatory response. Yes. Did you know that bumping your elbow can block your keto adaptation? Because if you're a cortisol junkie, that's going to spike your blood sugar, right? Your cortisol, your blood sugar, and if your adrenals are always lit, they're very sensitive, right? That's why people have anxiety, their serotonin is compromised, and then their adrenals are always overstimulated. And that can block your keto adaptation. Night jobs, third shift workers. Now you can adapt as a night shift or third shift worker, but on your days off, you got to be like zen as possible. So these are my top things, top lists, chemicals on the skin, lotions, parabens. These are things that can block your adaptation, your stress, the way you handle stress at work, your partners, how you handle stress with kids, the foods, too much carbohydrate, too much protein, not enough fat. A lot of you guys are not hitting that 200 grams of fat. Now, talking about quality of food, yes, if you don't methylate very well and you don't detox very well, and you've got caked colon and calcium in your arteries, and you're still eating hormonal injected meats and dairy and milk and cream, which are not keto approved, that can block your keto adaptation. So guys, I just gave you the top lists. So when people are like, well, you took away everything I love to eat, well, then you have to be more adventurous and find new ways to spice, cook, test your foods for allergies, sleep, wake up, no caffeine, no alcohol, even things like carrageenan in like almond milk, no almond milk, no almond flour, no white fish and white meats and lean meats. All of these things can block your keto adaptation because you're not getting enough saturated fat in your diet. I'm just saying, if you have a gallbladder issue, if you have hypoglycemia, if you have thyroid, and you don't do keto the correct way, and there is one, then that can block your keto adaptation to not listen to your body and find out how severe is your hypoglycemia. Are you having reactive hypoglycemia or an insulinogenic effect? You gotta listen to your body with the new ear because the other ears fracked you guys up. Okay guys, this is only for the ones who are willing to cross that bridge over to ketosis land. And you know what? I got more videos to do. And I'm out. Peace.